Hi, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. It's that time of the year for us fans of space, spaceflight, and rockets to try to explain to our families what exactly to get us for the holidays. If you're anything like me, you can never have too many awesome space things. I did a video like this last year and you guys seem to love it. And of course, those gifts are still available. So be sure and check that video out for more gifts. This year's are going to just be new things that I've found in the last year or things that I forgot last year that are definitely really cool and have caught my eye and kind of been on my radar. These are things that I either have gotten the last year or things that I have on my wish list this year as well. And a lot of these things are really exciting and really cool. And for your easy shopping or those shopping for you, I've put links in the description below for all of these items and also an article version that you can just send off to your friends and family. And just full disclosure here, some of them are affiliate links, which can help me in this channel here. But I didn't do any sponsorships. There's no like sponsored, hey Tim, just put this in your video. These are just things that I personally really like or things that are on my radar, things that I'm asking for this year as well for gifts. So with that said, let's get started.
3, 2, 1, stop. That's one small step for man. Contact with a test one.
So let's start off this year just like I started off last year, and that's with a Lego set. Now this year, Lego came out with the Apollo Lunar Lander, which last year they came out with their Saturn V, which was incredible. This year, this has a few less parts than last year, but it's still unbelievably intricate and unbelievably detailed. And I just love that Lego is starting to do more and more of this. And I hope that they continue that trend. When I started doing Everyday Astronaut like 5 or 6 years ago, I couldn't find space stuff in stores. And now you can just walk into stores like this and find awesome things by Lego. And I just really hope they keep doing these types of things because they're awesome and they're really fun for your whole family. And of course, they look really good on display as well. Next up, I think one of the best things to happen this year was the Apollo 11 film. Now, if you haven't seen it, what? How did you miss it? This was incredible. This was CNN documentary, and they actually took all this old film and restored it beyond anything I've ever seen. They took some of the 70mm scans, so literally like IMAX quality film. They rescanned it, remastered it, edited this just absolutely stunning documentary around the Apollo 11 mission with never before seen footage. You can get these on Blu-ray if you have optical drives, which I actually don't have a single optical drive in my life anywhere. So for me, it has to be digital. I downloaded it on iTunes, but you can get it on Amazon and a few different places. There's going to be links in the description to a couple different options. But definitely, if you are looking for a good gift, or if you haven't watched that and you need to watch that, that's definitely something to ask for this holiday season. Now, here's one that I forgot last year that I'm actually genuinely ashamed of. I forgot to include the thing that probably takes more of my free time than anything else ever, and that's Kerbal Space Program. This is, of course, the video game that I use in a ton of my videos. It's taught me so much about spaceflight. I understand orbital mechanics and just kind of the physics behind spaceflight because of a video game. And I know I talk about this all the time, and I know it's in a ton of my videos, but it really is a phenomenal tool for you yourself, or if you have kids. This would make an excellent gift for them to be able to explore and learn physics in a curious and fun way. And it's not like, it can be a little bit intimidating, but there's a lot of really good videos out there from people like Scott Manley, Matt Lone. I've got a couple out there doing Kerbal that can help you understand how to play the game. It is unbelievable, and of course, this is going to be the last year. They keep upgrading version 1, and it's better than ever. But next year, they're coming out with Kerbal Space Program 2. It's still worth it to add Kerbal Space Program 1 until they get Kerbal 2 out. Kerbal 2, I'm really excited for. A lot of beautiful looking updates. But Kerbal 1 is still just unbelievable. Definitely, if you don't have Kerbal, I don't know if I can consider you a real spaceflight fan. Yeah. Okay, now this one I found while looking for cool gifts for myself, and this is absolutely stunning. This is a record set of Voyager. So the Voyager missions, there's Voyager 1 and 2, and each of them had a golden record placed on the side of the vehicle. And there's a lot of audio of different things representing Earth. And this set was just absolutely gorgeous. There's a couple different versions of stuff like this. This one was like the ultimate one that I just thought was gorgeous. It's a little bit more expensive, but I love the way this looks. I'm going to be asking for this for the holiday season. I just think it's really beautiful. It comes with a beautiful book, and I just want this. That's really all there is to it. They remastered the original tapes, and I think this would pretty much bring a smile to anybody's face if they know what they're looking at, especially with the famous golden record on the Voyager spacecrafts. Yeah, I think this is just really cool. Again, this is one that I don't have yet, but I hope I get for this holiday season. Next up, you guys are always asking me for book ideas, and I don't actually read that much. I love audiobooks for those long trips that I take, like down to Boca Chica, Florida, and all these different places. I'll sit in a car for like 2 days straight for a lot of these trips. So I love audiobooks, and one of them that I've been listening to and that I actually have read a decent amount of the physical pages is Ignition by John D. Clark. And this is kind of a classic book if you need a full overview of rocket fuels and kind of get the understanding of how the inner rockets work. It's a good rundown. It's a little technical for some people, and it can kind of drag on a little bit from time to time, but there's actually a lot of really fun stories packed in this book, and it can really help you with chemistry and just, again, an overall knowledge of how rocket engines work. Next up, we have The Case for Space by Robert Zubrin. Now, I haven't got my hands on this yet, but it's going to be an audiobook that I will be listening to, again, on future road trips. But Robert Zubrin, in case you don't know, did The Case for Mars, which was an amazing book. I think I had that recommended last year. If I didn't, he also has the Mars Direct plans. He is the founder of the Mars Society. He's a big supporter, especially of SpaceX and Starship, because it literally ties in directly to something he's been championing for like 20 years on how to basically get humans to Mars and back. So I'm really excited for The Case for Space because I know it's going to be a passionate book like his other books and all of his topics. He's definitely a fascinating guy with a lot of passion, a lot of drive, and really, really smart, thought out ideas. So I know this is going to be good. I'm just going to recommend it before I even get my hands on it because I'm excited for it. The next one that I'm also excited to read, but I haven't been able to get my hands on yet, is Beyond the Known by my friend Andrew Rader. Again, he also recorded an audiobook, so I will be doing that version myself. Andrew Rader is an awesome guy who he's written a couple other books, even done like board games and stuff. And I'm just really excited to read this one because I sat down and actually talked with him about it earlier this year, and it's really a lot about kind of the human tendency to go and explore and how our next natural step is we've pretty much explored our planet is to get more and more into exploring our solar system and eventually beyond that. So I'm really excited to listen to that. And for those of you that read, I'll try to get more and more books out there. But again, I only listen to like 2 or 3 a year, just based on my time and availability. So these are the 3 that I, again, have either read or cannot wait to read. So hopefully you like some of those as well. Okay, it's definitely time we talk about space merch. And now this could be basically just the big, hey, make sure and go to everydayastronaut.com/shop section of this video. I don't mean for it to be that, but personally, I really like my merchandise, and a lot of hard work has gone into making them extra, like super extra premium awesome this year. If you haven't noticed, this shop has changed like 180 degrees from where it was last year. We're really, really stepping up quality. Everything is hand printed, hand sewn on patches right here in the United States. And I really am excited about all the merchandise we have in this year. I just got some new things out here for the holiday season, including this lunar mission shirt, which is really cool because it's based on a picture of Gene Cernan about to get into a lunar simulator, a lunar module simulator. And it just, I don't know, something about this is really cool. Each shirt has, or most of the shirts have these custom sew-on patches, which just make them super cool. There's also a new ode to Delta II, which is, of course, my favorite teal rocket to ever fly, although it's no longer flying, so that's why it's an ode to it, but it also kind of has that holiday feel as well. That print, if you get it during Black Friday / Cyber Monday, which depending on how this video comes out, when it comes out, you might not have a lot of time to get on that, but check that shirt out for sure. It comes with a free print during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so maybe get on that ASAP. We also finally have full flow stage combustion cycle hoodies in store, and just a bunch of other awesome merchandise. If you're shopping during Black Friday, it is 15% off through Cyber Monday. and 15% off store-wide, which is pretty crazy. And of course, everything will get to you by the holiday season. We're good and stocked up. I'm overstocked on a lot of things. I'll buy a lot so that we wouldn't run into any problems this year. So wish us luck. The other companies, be sure and check out other companies, SpaceX, Rocket Lab, ULA, Boeing. They all have really good web stores too. So if you're just looking for, literally my wardrobe is entirely space stuff. That's not an exaggeration. I do have one. I have a polo that's got squirrels on it because I really like squirrels. But other than that, literally everything is spaceflight. My socks, my underwear, like everything. It's a bit of a problem. But I always find inspiration and can't wait to buy new shirts. Even though it's already ridiculous, I'm sure there's other people out there that are just like me. But definitely shop around on these websites here and get some good ideas going. Maybe put together a nice list of your favorite merchandise. It's definitely the easiest way to, I think, show your love of spaceflight is to be walking around with a super nerdy shirt on, and people will pretty quickly understand what kind of thing gets you excited. So space merch, there's never enough of it. Now this year I've been traveling a ton. Like I've been away from home more than I've been home by quite a bit. And this year I also happened to get my hands on an Arlo Sky suitcase just because it had an Occupy Mars badge, which I just thought was incredible. So I just had to share that because I have been lugging this thing around everywhere. It's gone through some beatings already. Like it has been just thrown around. It's handled it really well, and it's really well made. It's definitely a pretty premium suitcase. So unless you do travel quite a bit, maybe that would be outside of your price range because luggage and suitcases can get really, really expensive. If this didn't have the Occupy Mars thing on it, I would still be super stoked on it, and I would still probably prefer this over any other suitcase I've ever owned. But just having that branding on there, I'm like, sold. This is exactly what I want in my life. So I recommend it just because I really like the way it looks, and it's held up really well already. And it's been literally all around the world, just in like 6 months or 9 months. So I can't recommend it highly enough, and it looks really, really cool, and I just feel awesome pushing it around. So maybe you will too. And lastly, I thought we'd do something a little different for a gift idea, and that's actually supporting your favorite creators. And I do this personally through Patreon. You can also do like YouTube memberships if they're a YouTube member, or buying prints if they're a rocket photographer or something like that. But just go out and support your favorite creator. It's really hard. It really is hard to make it, I guess, a financially valid career to go and pursue things like spaceflight or education, things like that. It can be really risky. I know that, myself, I've spent weeks in Texas trying to have Starhopper do some Starhoppery things, and that's really expensive and can take away from a lot of other things and a lot of opportunities. I know so many rocket photographers that are out there shooting every single launch, or as many launches as they can possibly attend, flying around the world to cover this stuff. There's other awesome YouTube educators that are doing a lot of work to produce awesome content. I support a lot of people because I can't wait for them to keep doing what they're doing, and supporting them through something like Patreon or YouTube memberships or buying prints or whatever is the best way you can help them, free up space and time and money to be able to continue to do what they love, and hopefully something that you love as well and that you get a lot of value out. So a good equal win-win thing for this holiday season would definitely be supporting your favorite creators on Patreon. Best of all, you can oftentimes get extra bonus content and extra fun things for you to kind of fill those gaps of waiting for the next launch or waiting for the next video to drop. So join me in supporting creators by going to Patreon or YouTube memberships. Shop around, find your favorite creators, drop them some extra love this holiday season. It's a total win-win for you and for them, and helps produce more and more educational content that can help spread the love of space and spaceflight and scientific literacy. So maybe that's the most important gift this year. Well, I think that's going to do it this year. I'm sure I forgot a bunch of stuff, and I'm sure you're going to tell me about it. And if I see some things that I really like and missed, I'll try to pin it in the comment section here. But otherwise, Definitely check out last year's video because there's a lot of good ideas in that as well. That again, I didn't want to repeat ideas from last year to this year. So definitely check that as well. If you want more ideas, send this to your friends and family so they know what to get someone like me that's really hard to shop for. Hopefully this really helps your friends and family find that perfect gift that would actually mean a lot to you, but also just kind of show your love of space and space flight. So let me know if you have any other ideas. I have a lot of videos coming out. I'm working really hard on some fun ones, and get ready. I'm gonna try to drop a bunch of them around the holiday season. So if you're sitting around bored on break, or you just have some downtime in between events, I hope I have some awesome content for you to watch. So, all right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people.